Hello. Welcome to another live episode on a Wednesday night of the O&G StrikeZone. We promise it's the O&G StrikeZone. I know you see some faces. You're like, wait a minute, what strange hybrid mix do we have going on here tonight? But no, it's Bryan Fulford, Kelvin Rozier, joined by AD Drew of multiple shows on the Black College Sports Network. AD is everywhere, a man that keeps many jobs. He keeps many jobs, man.
He's Jamaican.
Yeah, undercover. Undercover.
Drew.
Hey, you know, it's amazing, man. I could be in my home studio for everybody else's show, but my own doggone show.
Exactly. It wouldn't be natural. It wouldn't be natural on a Sunday night for you to be in your home studio. But welcome to the O&G StrikeZone. We talk all things related to Florida A&M University athletics and FAMU culture. Of course, we are all Rattlers. Joining us later in hour 2 will be Marcus Green, who normally sits in that spot as the third member of the team.
We're going with a bullpen session today. I'm gonna give you as many innings as I can, and then I'm gonna let Marcus come on in, let the starter come in and see if he can close.
That sounds about right. That sounds good for tonight. Got a great show lined up for you tonight as we're moving into the summer months. But man, I tell you, the news doesn't stop. You know, that's what's sort of the fun, man. I was on X bumping around, and just there's so much activity going on this time of year, not just for FAMU, but also in the diaspora, the HBCU diaspora, as we like to refer to it. So a lot of SWAC news. So we got a lot of stuff to go through tonight. Coming up at the bottom of the hour, we've got the head ball coach himself, James Colzie III. We're loving Coach, man. Coach is, we got to get him. I don't know. Maybe it's because we got him in the intro. I don't know what, man. We got him. This is like the third or fourth time in 4 or 5 months.
Hey, man, and he's in Vegas, and he's got a meeting later on. He's at a conference, but he's got a meeting later on. They got an impromptu strike fundraising going on, so with the LA and California group. So, but he thought it was worth his time to spend a little time with us and talk about his camps and some things. So, hey, you know, Coach is a great man.
Hey, look, we told all of our coach, and look, we'll say it even to our administrators. Come on in. Come on into the O&G. We here. We friendly. We don't bite. It's all love. We're here to help. Kelvin might bite.
We don't bite. We strike.
There you go. We're here to uplift our programs and all things FAMU. So that's what we're here to do. And so we love it when our coaches take us up on it. And so we got some stuff to talk about. Also coming up in hour 2. There's a reason
coming up.
There's the reason the name of the show. What's the name of the show, Kelvin?
Let's go camping.
There's a reason we call it that, because, you know, in the summertime, it's the camp season. So, yes, we're going to talk about the football camps. We'll even mention our volleyball camps that are coming up. Might even have some other camps. But the Marching 100 band camp is going on as well. And so to talk about that, we've got the National Alumni Association president of the Marching 100, Kimberly Evans. She's going to be coming up in the hour 2 to talk with us about what's going on with the 100. And, you know, we'll talk about the camp. There might be some other things we want to talk to Kimberly about regarding the 100. And but we'll get into all of that. Everybody's feeling good. Everybody's ready to roll.
Man, let's go, brother. It's almost football season. I smell it. I smell defending the title, man. I smell it. I smell it.
Hey, look, there's a reason people want to see champions. You know, the Big Brother Network, they want to see champions. So of course, we'll talk about that news here in just a moment. But always hit the thumbs up and the like button. Everybody who's watching us, however you're watching us, we say hello to you watching us on our YouTube channels. Of course, the Jericho Broadcast Network's YouTube page. We say hello to you. Most of a good portion of folks that join the show are there. You also might be watching us on our O&G StrikeZone YouTube page. You might be on Facebook, the Black College Sports Network, or the O&G StrikeZone. Hello to everybody on X and Instagram watching us. So we are everywhere, trying to reach more people. All of you could do us a big favor early on. Share the show with your family and friends. Go ahead and retweet the show, share the stream, like the show, all that good stuff. Make sure you get that out the way early. And then we'll remind everybody a little bit later. You can make a donation to the show. You see it right there. Cash App, $ MyJBM, MyBCSN, or you can hit that square. You can just scan that square code right there in the bottom left of your screen. Make a donation, a cup of coffee, like as we like to say, to the show, to the program. Helps us keep things going. And maybe it'll help us be able to do some tailgate shows throughout the upcoming football season. All right, let's say hello. Let me do a quick little setting here, and then let me say hello to a few people. We always like to do shout outs early on into the broadcast, so we can to everybody who chimes in and jumps in early. We want to say hello to you. Let's see. First in was none other but Bull.
Kevin and Kelvin leading the way.
When fate is but a glint in the eye of a fallen rattler. Well said. Had to start there. Again, condolences to the family of Mr. Eddie Jackson. Watched his services, his homegoing service on Tuesday, I believe it was. Still is available on YouTube if you did not get a chance to watch it. Kelvin, did you get a chance to attend?
No, but I did watch it online.
Okay. So anybody, if you didn't get a chance, we encourage you to go to YouTube. Check out the, I think it's the Eddie Jackson YouTube page, which is the page that normally broadcasts the 220 Club on Wednesday nights. So you get a chance to take a look at that. Hello to, it's Ken, not Ken using Alice's page. That's all right. We know how that goes. Hello to you, Ken. Jimmy Mack, good evening. Good to you. Good to see you. Welcome. Meredith, good to see you. Welcome, Meredith. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for joining. Marvin Allen representing from Duval. Good to see you, Marvin. Thanks for coming in. Tony, checking in. South Florida. Good to see you representing.
Man, they done knocked down the old high, man. It's gone. It's gone, Tony.
Is that the right there? It used to be right next to the SBI building, right?
Yes.
That's all gone now.
Everything except the front two buildings gone.
Wow. Man. Hello to you, Demetri Alford. Thanks for coming in. Pleasure to see you. Always a pleasure. Mary 305. Good to see you, Mary. Little baby checking in. Good to see you. All right. Corinthian Morgan checking in. Good to see you.
What's up, Corinthian?
Appreciate you checking in. Always. Marcus. Good to see you checking in from Middle Georgia.
Big money. Georgia. What's up, big money?
Melissa Wilson.
Good
to see you, Melissa. Thank you for coming in. EA coming in. EA, I ain't see a hello or anything. EA just come in firing shots.
You know how EA do it.
Come in firing shots. I don't know. We did see Coach Willie Simmons in town at the memorial services there for Mr. Jackson. So good to see Coach looking good. Good to see Swacking a Fool coming in. Came in to see what the Rattlers are talking.
We swagging a fool. We swagging a fool.
They came to see us because everybody else in the country is going to see us. You might as well come on and see what we talking about. That's what it is. Yeah. Kenya Sykes checking in. Kenya, good to see you. Watch JD TV. We say hello.
What's up, BCU?
Ashton checking in. Good to see you, Ashton. Tamara T. Good to see you, Tamara. Alice McCullough checking in from the 561. That's that South Florida. South Florida.
They in the house, wherever they at.
Hello, checking in. Good to see you. Jay Stokes checking in. Good to see you. Thanks for checking in, Rattler. All right. Will Davis. All right.
North Atlanta.
What's that, Marietta?
Hooty-hoo.
Roswell.
Kennesaw.
Alpharetta.
Bankhead.
Chuck Hunt checking in from Monroe, Louisiana. Chuck. Good to see you, Chuck. I agree with you, Keith.
What's up, Keith?
Podcast checking in. Get those thumbs up and the likes up, please. Wait a minute. I missed one. Hold on. There you go. Jens P checking in off of the X. That's right. If you are watching the show on X, you can get in the chat. You can send us chat messages right off of X. So we appreciate Jens P for always checking in and doing that. We love it. B Starks in the house.
What's up, Big Stark?
Thank you for being a member of the Jericho Broadcast Networks by joining the YouTube page. We appreciate you. Ezekiel Love checking in.
What's up, Zeke?
Never too late, brother. Never too late. So we appreciate all the Rattlers. I know there'll be more coming in. You know, sometimes those notifications take a minute to pop in, but you know, it is what it is. All right. You fellas ready to get going?
Yeah.
Let's roll.
Yeah, I'm ready to roll, but can I do the one quick thing?
Yeah. What do you got?
The logo died today, man. Logo passed away.
Yeah, it's been a tough couple weeks for NBA legends. Definitely, and if you don't know who the logo is, Mr. Jerry West, affectionately known as the NBA logo. I think 82 years old, I believe, is
86, I think.
86, 86. Yeah, and of course, last week you had Bill Walton.
Yeah, the only player to ever win Finals MVP on a losing team.
Yeah.
I mean, he lost to Bill Russell 7 times in the championship. Bad luck.
Tough, man. That's tough. I don't think they'll ever do that again. I don't know if you know, we're sitting here thinking about as the NBA Finals Game 3 is about to tip off here in about 15, 20 minutes. The thought is, if the Mavs lose, is there any chance that Luka Doncic could get the MVP? I'm like, he'd have to put up like 45 a night, wouldn't he?
No, Jaylen Brown would have to get it.
And everybody else would have to put up like, you know, one player here, one player here. You don't have a consistent player, like a different star every game. That would be the only way that you can see something. But if they get swept, ain't no way in hell he gonna win it.
Yeah. Good point. All right. Want to encourage everybody, remind everybody always to think about donating to the Rattler Athletic Fund. You know, there's always a athletic program that's in need of some funding. And so I don't know how you divvy up your monthly allowances to FAMU, but you know, if this month you feel like you want to donate to the football program, you could. We also got championship softball, tennis programs. You could always donate to our women's basketball program. I see Coach Pressure. She got a couple of signees. I think she's gonna be ready to announce here pretty soon. Exactly. Golf, our national championship golf program, always they're in need. So all of our athletic
cross country and volleyball first up.
Yeah. All of our athletic programs are in need of your support. You know, I'm always interested to hear how people divvy up their allowances when they're donating. So just Just something that's interesting. All right. Well, the big news that came out, what did it come out this morning or yesterday?
What
the
is
schedule?
Schedule?
The TV schedule.
I saw it this morning, but
Okay.
it probably came out
I
last
saw
night.
it today.
Yeah. Okay.
I
So it
saw
came
it
out
today.
this morning. I think it actually kind of was put out yesterday. Those who get that kind of early
I think,
release.
yeah, some schools started leaking stuff yesterday.
Yeah. So anyway, the new television schedule is out. Obviously, you know, we understand it's a 12-game schedule this year. But fortunately for FAMU, 11 of the 12 games will be featured on an ESPN network station, I guess is the best way of saying it. Obviously, that includes ABC, ESPN, ESPNU, the ACC network, ESPN Plus, which is the streaming form. So, as you can see on the schedule right there, 11 of the 12 games will appear. I think I don't think this is somewhat unprecedented in the FAMU, SWAC, ESPN, MEAC era. I can't recall any other time when we've seen 90-something% of our games on ESPN. Have you, Kel?
No, I think this is the record.
Yeah.
The only thing that I could compare this with is Jackson State during the prime years.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good point. Yep. That'd probably be the closest comparable. Now, obviously, we kick off the season in the MEAC SWAC Challenge against Norfolk State. That game will be on ABC in most markets. Now, remember, that is a Saturday during the preseason football. So if you happen to be in a market where there is a preseason NFL game going on at the same time, that game will probably not be on ABC. If the ABC network in that area broadcast NFL games. If that's complicated, yes, I know it can be. But the game will also be on ESPN. So that's a 7:30 kickoff in Atlanta. Obviously, you can see the two division, or I should say the FBS games we have against University of Miami is on the ACC network. And then the contest against Troy on the road at Troy will also be on ESPN. You can kind of see the Jackson State game, which will be a road game for the Rattlers. That game will be broadcast on ESPN. Now, I think the kickoff time I saw for that is a 4:30 Eastern, 3:30 Central. Anybody saw that? So, obviously, okay. Any thoughts there on the schedule, guys? Any thoughts here on the TV schedule?
What's the one game that's missing?
Well, yeah, okay. Glad you asked. The one game that's missing is that game circled right there. The Valley game. That's the last home game of the season. And it's senior night, the last home game before Bethune. I've got to imagine, since the HBCU go, HBCU gets all these secondary games after ESPN has sort of picked their allotment of games. That's the one game that is not on ESPN. I got to imagine HBCU Go will pick that up. My guess. I don't know for sure. Drew and I were talking about that offline earlier.
It's the only opportunity to get FAMU on the network. So why wouldn't they pick it up? And then we looked at the schedule of the available games. Well, we figured there were 3 games that were available that weekend. Wasn't that correct, Bryan?
Yes.
And FAMU Valley was one of them. UAPB, Texas Southern, and who was the third? Southern versus
UAPB,
Alabama State. Southern UAPB. It was Texas Southern. Somebody. Texas Southern Bethune. That's what it was.
Texas Southern Bethune. Yep.
Texas Southern Bethune. So, with that being the only opportunity to pick up FAMU, I would go to Vegas on that one.
In Tallahassee.
It really didn't matter where it was. It's the fact that that's the only time that they can pick up FAMU. this year. So I would almost go to Vegas with that one.
Yeah, I don't know if they would have went to itty bitty.
Itty bitty.
No. Now also, just in the event that HBCU Go does not pick up this game against Valley, well, it would most likely end up on the Rattler Sports Network, Rattlers Plus. Jimmy Mack asked a great question. How does the broadcast of our games on ESPN impact Rattlers Plus revenue stream?
What is our revenue stream?
Well,
that's the bet. We assuming there's a revenue stream.
You know, a lot of athletic departments are kind of hush. Most streaming companies are hush hush about sharing that stuff. So
it might be it might be monopoly money too. Let me stop.
Please don't go there. Don't start. Yeah, I know they got my money. They got my $9.99 a month in the spring. So, you know, if nothing else, they got like $30 total. But anyway. And so look, I will say, you know, there's opportunities there depending upon you're laughing, Drew. There's money there's opportunities there. If nothing else, you know, there's a full slate of volleyball games that could and that should need to be broadcast. Every home volleyball match needs to be broadcast on Rattlers Plus. That for sure needs to happen. What is he saying? Now, here's what, if you want to take a peek here is the entire ESPN football schedule. Now, I think as we go through, I was doing a little quick number crunching of who might have the most games appearing on the network outside of us. I think I saw Alabama State has about 10 games on the ESPN networks, and Jackson State has about 8. So I don't know. And that's an unofficial count. I don't think anybody else has a real close number, but it says a lot. I think that says a lot. You know, who ESPN thinks are going to be the top teams. And based on history, the last 3 seasons, based on preseason prognosticators, that seems like a safe bet. You know?
Yeah. I will concur.
Yeah. Now, the one thing you will notice down there, that last date, Celebration Bowl, Cricket Celebration Bowl. Now, you know, Kelvin, Drew and I we've talked about the date change for the Celebration Bowl from the 3rd Saturday of December to the 2nd now, which means the December 14th date falls 1 week after the SWAC championship game. I want to hear your thoughts on the Celebration Bowl and just, you know, any just your thoughts in general on the date, the change.
What's that little line that Coach Simmons used to say? Tell the refs, put the ball down, move the hell out the way. That's what I think, man. During the season, you play a different team every week. So, you know, I kind of look at it. It kind of is what it is. You'll probably know by the second to the last game if you're in the running to who in the MEAC will be a likely opponent. So I know they'll have 3 weeks off while I will have to play the SWAC championship game and then go right into. I personally kind of like it. I know it'll help out with bills because you don't have the extra week where you're keeping kids and certain people on staff because that now it is finals week and graduation week, so it have some impact for the non-football related stuff. But in terms of the football stuff, man, I don't see it as a significant disadvantage. Now, I'm going to say something that's really controversial.
You can't get no more than me.
I love it. I love it when you go controversial, Kelvin. Let's go. Let's hear it.
Hey, they claim we not swag anyway, even though we got that trophy. But
and we saved it anyway. Go ahead.
I would really love for the rest of the swag to consider moving those Turkey Day games if this gonna be the new norm. FAMU, BCU. Ooh. They wouldn't, we got them same odds. And come to find out, it did impact the way people thought it would impact. But
go ahead,
but
Drew.
but hold on. But I'm not saying that because of FAMU. I'm saying that in terms of the health of the conference. Sometimes decisions have to be done for the good of everybody, not two schools. So when they were the two big dogs and there were no other big dogs in there, Valley can't say what I'm saying. But damn it, I can say it. I'm a champion, and I'm a big dog. So I understand it's Holy Grail. I understand there's a lot of history. I know they don't want to talk about it, but it needs to be on the table. Go ahead, Drew.
All right, Kelvin. I don't know if you are aware of it. Back maybe 15 or so years ago, Alabama State did move the Turkey Day Classic. They moved it up a week to the same weekend that we played the Florida Classic. And they kept it there for 3, 4, maybe 5 years. I can't remember how long it was. I just remember I was living in the area when they did it. And it bombed. It truly did bomb. Now, no offense to Alabama State.
Alabama State games at home bomb.
No, but what you have to realize is Turkey Day before when it was Alabama State Tuskegee Turkey Day. That was must-see action. Everything that you want in a classic,
right.
It had it. Now, there were some other decisions that have come along that have killed the vibe of the Turkey Day. I don't think Turkey Day will ever be the same again. Now, possibly Alabama State could move Turkey Day back up a week. But ain't no way in hell Southern and Grambling coming up off of that weekend after Thanksgiving when they draw 65 to 70,000 every year, got the contract with NBC. It does not make financial sense for them to do it. And don't forget, once upon a time, obviously this is before we got into all these playoffs and all that stuff, they did move it up. And I want to say that was in the 80s when they moved it up to the weekend before Thanksgiving also. And it was not well received back then. Of course, that was at least one generation ago.
Yeah, of course. But again,
as long as they and I'm gonna let you get a second. Right. But I think as long as the attendance remains as strong as it does on that weekend, and the ratings on NBC or whoever should carry the game after NBC remain as strong as they do on that weekend, it would be a hard sell to get them to move that game. But we saw them move the Celebration Bowl also, so it can be done.
Well, being a leader and being a part of a team requires sacrifice and decisions. It requires tough decisions. Well, if they don't want to move it, then just like we weren't eligible because of that, we weren't eligible as a conference for the playoffs. Then you're not eligible for the Celebration Bowl. Keep your money. You can't have your cake and eat it too, bro. That's all I'm saying. I want the smoke. We trying to progress. We trying to progress, baby. We ain't living in the past.
Hey, because this is a calendar situation, I think this is more of a calendar situation than just the fact that the college football playoff and NFL games are that same weekend. I think it just is no, you disagree. You don't think it's a calendar situation, huh?
Bryan, I don't think we're going back to the third Saturday. As long as the college football playoff begins that third Saturday.
Yeah.
And as long as NFL is played on that third Saturday, we are not going back to that third Saturday.
No,
it just doesn't make good business sense.
The Raiders say we're not going back. That's right. You're right on that, Drew.
Well, okay, so then here's a concept. Here's something we didn't talk about on Sunday, and I don't think I heard you talk about the other day. Is the need for a SWAC championship game? Is there a need to have that? Maybe that is the sacrificial game. You know, if you're not going to get rid of anything on Thursday on the Thanksgiving weekend, do we need to play a SWAC championship game?
Well, I answer that question this way. Just like they say, Drew's making an argument. Well, you know, those schools, Grambling, Southern, doing what's in their best interest, don't make financial sense. Well, if the SWAC championship game make financial sense for the rest of the conference, then yeah, we need to keep it.
Okay.
And we need to not make them eligible. That's everybody get. I mean, they have to make a decision. They got to put some skin in the game, dog.
All right.
The Bayou Class don't put money in our pockets. I'm looking out for FAMU, baby. I'm a rattler.
Look, it'll be interesting to see this and next year will be an interesting case study because
it will.
I think you got a couple of things happening already. The fact that home SWAC championship teams are unbeaten. You know, so if you get the championship game at home, the odds of you winning increase 3-1 probably. Then what's going to happen is now with the Celebration Bowl and that game, will the SWAC champion be affected in any way? And look, I know people will say it's just football and you're going from one week to the next. You're preparing all the same. But we were talking about the rest advantages of the MEAC for the 5 years prior to FAMU winning, right? That we kept referencing back to that. So
I don't necessarily buy that argument though.
No,
I did. At the end of the day, you wasn't good enough. You didn't get it done, man. Don't blame that on a 2-week layoff versus they had 3 weeks or 4 weeks. Man, come on. Play ball. Line them up.
2 weeks. 2 weeks to do the SWAC any good.
Yeah.
Up until last year.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Interesting questions. I think we're waiting on Coach. So we'll.
Whoa. We got to hit this one.
Well, hold it. Now hit a star on it. If you see something, star it. We'll come back to it. And we'll talk about it on the other side of this break so we can get our break in just in case Coach comes in because we want to stay on time. We know Coach is he's in Vegas, so it's 3 hour difference. So and it's a busy weekend. So hopefully he can get in to talk with us here in this next segment. Coming up on the other side, we got some more. Hopefully we'll have on the head ball coach, Coach James Colzie III, talking to us a little bit about camp, what he's got going on in Vegas this weekend. Anything we can glean from him while we have him, we will. So hang in there with us, hit the thumbs up and the like button, share the show with the family, and we'll be back right after these words. You're watching the O&G StrikeZone right here on the Black College Sports Network.
If you think all pads are exactly the same, think again. This is Always Ultra Thins reinvented with the Always Triple Protection System. This pad wicks gushes 90% faster, absorbs even more so you can feel dry, and locks odors in. Rethink your pad for up to 100% leak-free and odor-free comfort with the totally reinvented Always Ultra Thins. This is always like never before.
The Cuvée Group is a Florida-based marketing and training consulting firm. We help businesses communicate to their target audience and engage them in conversation. We also help to expand their audiences, which will ultimately result in growth for those organizations. In addition to being a certified constant contact specialist, my colleagues and I are also certified in John Maxwell Leadership Principles. We use these proven principles to conduct workshops, training, and private coaching sessions for individuals and companies looking to take things to the next level. Contact us to schedule a free consultation. Issues today, don't delay, call Cuvée.
As technology continues to bring changes to the world of education, it's time we also reimagine teacher professional development. Gone are the days of one-size-fits-all learning that can only be accessed at a specific time and place. The Stride PD Center is an on-demand library of mobile-friendly courses that allow educators to learn anytime and anywhere. Our dynamic courses provide bite-sized learning and help educators advance their knowledge while also gaining professional development hours. The best professional development plans are those that include a level of flexibility and choice for educators. Whether you're a teacher, school, or district, visit us today to take charge of your learning.
Greetings, I'm Kiana Watson.
Hi, I'm Zoriana Hughes.
Greetings, I'm Nia Morgan, and for all things FAMU Athletics, check out the O&G StrikeZone
on Wednesdays at the Black College Sports Network.
Go Rattlers!
All right. We love our Rattler softball. We'll be the Orange and Green Strike Zone. That's what we are, the O&G. That's what it's for. All right. Hey, look, before we get to your take, Drew, we got to be sensitive with our time because the head ball coach is checked into the studio. So let's go right to bringing our first guest of the evening in. It's none other than the head ball coach himself, Coach James Colzie III, checking in on the West Coast. How's that time change different working for you, Coach? Hold on. We don't have any audio for you. Let's see. Hold on. We got to wait. Let me see.
Can't hear you, Coach.
Oh, let's see. We got you yet?
Yeah, you took it off mute. Make sure the volume is turned up.
Yeah, make sure the volume up. You never know.
On your
Working
device.
on the road.
If not, try to log out, log right back in, Coach.
Yeah, he's gonna try that. Okay, I'm gonna do that. All right, so Coach will be here in just a second. All right, Drew. So we'll give you got a quick minute to get your takes in. Your quick thoughts on the Celebration Bowl. You had a couple takes you wanted to get in there quickly.
Be quick. I can get this one quick. Thank you, Demetra. I'm glad somebody out there is listening to some of the stuff that I've been saying. Everybody has a bye before the championship game, except for 3 teams. And those other 3 teams have a bye the week before Turkey Day or the Bayou. Damn, how many byes y'all want them to have? I'll stop right there because if I
what I got to do with what I got to do to pricing tea in China, man? I mean,
you got to buy going into the championship game.
So man, that ain't got nothing to do with what we're talking about, though. All
yes,
right,
it does.
But also
yes, it does.
Another thing that will be a challenge, logistically speaking, is so you host a SWAC championship game. So if one of those teams involved, you got to wait for that game to figure out who's hosting the SWAC championship game, and then if you win a SWAC championship game, you got less than a week to do to get prepared logistically to move team bands and everything for the SWAC championship game. So
that's already in there. That was already there.
But we had a buffer. We had a week in between before we played because we was the 3rd weekend of December. Hey, look. I know you're a traditionalist. I know you're a traditionalist.
What's the difference between that and a regular schedule when you go home, away, it's the same. It's the same thing
because you know who you playing. You know whether you're on the road or not.
We know who. SWAC know who they playing.
You make those
SWAC know who they playing because the BAC been set.
I'm talking about the championship games, Drew.
Let's go to Coach. Let's ask Coach. We got Coach. Coach is back. Let's find out from the head ball coach. Coach, how you doing?
I'm doing well. What did I step into?
All right, Coach. So, Coach, welcome to the show. First off, good to see you. Okay, so we were talking about obviously the big news that's happening this past week, the change in the Celebration Bowl, where it's no longer the third weekend of December, it's the second week, which falls 1 week after the SWAC championship game. That's the question, the debate, the conversation. Will it have an effect on some teams? Could it have an effect on some teams? What's your thought on the move of the Celebration Bowl being 1 week after the SWAC championship game?
Well, we were I was in some conversations earlier, and we were talking about it. And this, I mean, believe it or not, this just didn't happen last week. The Celebration Bowl people were worried or concerned about if we played the game on December 21st, travel, right? And then they were also worried about some of the earlier games with the new playoff system being played around those dates. So there were some concern about that as far as just attendance, things of that nature. Now, you as a SWAC football team, if you are on the road for the SWAC championship and then have to maybe go on the road again to play in the SWAC, in the Celebration Bowl, there's also those concerns. But a lot of people they wanted to make sure that the Celebration Bowl maintained its I want to say intrigue, as far as being the top viewed game during the initial, during the way it's been over the last couple of years. So, obviously you get a chance to host the SWAC championship game and then go on and play for a Celebration Bowl. I don't think you're going to care whether it's a week or 2 weeks before you play that football game, because I think if you're in it, you should be ready to play anyway.
All right, there you go. Good. We love to see that. So, FAMU folks, we'll be hosting that SWAC championship game on December 7th, and then we take the next week. We go up to Atlanta and win the Celebration Bowl. There it is.
Yeah.
So
like I said, there was some worry about the intrigue of the matchups of December 21st, the new playoff system in the FBS or Power 5 or whatever they're calling it during that time frame. So they didn't want for one, viewership, attendance, intrigue, interest taken away from that game, especially since over the last couple of years, even though we've had other bowl games around the time that the Celebration Bowl was going on, still the most watched and obviously the most entertaining has been the Celebration Bowl over the last few years.
Yeah. All right. What's got you in Vegas? You're in Vegas. You're out there. What's got you out there on the West Coast?
There's NCAA compliance meetings that they have every year. They normally, as a new head coach, they want you to attend those. So I've got an opportunity to meet a bunch of the new SWAC coaches, not just in football, but obviously in the other sports. I flew over with the new women's basketball coach at Alabama A&M. We flew over from Dallas last night. So they just, they think it's important. I do as well. Just kind of getting some of the new things that are kind of going into place in NCAA. You're seeing a lot of people from around the country. So myself and our recruiting coordinator, Coach Wyndham, we're both here representing Florida A&M football right now.
Gotcha. Go ahead, Kelvin.
So, Coach, one of the main reasons we got you on here is to talk about your camps coming up. You got several of them coming up next week. And so just kind of talk about the camps and what you hope to accomplish with those.
Well, we're doing our prospect camps this on the 18th and the 20th. We'll have anywhere between 60 to 70 kids both Tuesday and Thursday. We had to make a little bit of a tough decision on the Little Rattlers camp for this upcoming week. We didn't necessarily have the numbers that we wanted. And there's a lot when you want to do kids 13 and under, there's a lot at stake and a lot of things you have to do to prepare for the camp. So not necessarily, if I don't want to go into too many numbers, but we did not necessarily have, the expectation as far as what we thought we may have as far as who would be registered. So we kind of pulled the plug on that, and hoping to do it, next summer, maybe market it better. You got to do background checks. You got to order shirts. There's a whole bunch of different things you got to do when you're dealing with kindergarten through 8th grade, and we didn't have the numbers to, I guess, necessarily do that. But I got 60 to 70 kids prospects on Tuesday. I think another 40 to 50 on Thursday. So we're a lot of interest in people across the country wanting to become Rattlers. We've gone that transfer portal, over the last few years, and the high schools have not necessarily felt the love from Florida A&M as much as they would like. So, guys are going to come in. We're going to work them out. We're going to put them through timing. We're going to put them through individual drills. And there's a lot of kids that are coming here this next week, hoping to earn an offer as a high school player, to come play at Florida A&M.
All right, good deal.
What do you got, Drew?
Well, Coach, I'm gonna ask the question that's been popping up in the chat. Everybody wants to know what's going on with recruiting right now.
Absolutely.
Have we filled those last bit of needs that we've had?
Yeah, we have. I know, as you guys know, we put out our new Venom and all the, everybody wants to know who's going where. A lot of the stuff, a little bit as far as our announcements go, a little bit strategic. We don't want necessarily to give them all every day, but we filled what we needed. We're still looking maybe to fill one more spot on the defensive side, and you Rattlers probably know where that spot is. It has to do with the trenches. Looking to fill another spot on the offensive side that has to do with the trenches. And then hopefully if we can get one more athlete on the offensive side of the football, we'll be done. I'm extremely impressed with the guys right now. There's 65 guys right now during our summer A session that are going through lifts, OTAs, team runs. And then once we get to June 24th, we'll be sitting at about 86 to 87 guys that'll get us ready up until training camp on July 20, which would start July 24th. So, our leaders doing a really, really good job. Our signees that we have that are coming, some of them are already here training with us, working out with us. And then on June 24th, like I said, we'll be in the high 80s as far as, trying to get this team ready to play. We're a talented bunch. But don't get me wrong, man. We were a talented bunch last year, but we were tight. Right now, we're talented. Now, the most important thing is getting these guys to be able to play together, play with each other, understand the strengths. Isaiah Major and Johnny Chaney, when one guy wasn't there, the other guy needed to be there, right? When Kendall Bowler and Eric Smith, those guys, they fed off each other. Javon Morgan, Lovey Jenkins, those guys were able to feed off each other. So, we're not at that point yet with the guys that we have, and hopefully by June 24th and to that July 24th, we get those guys going in the right direction, because that's going to be, I don't have any issues with our talent, but I just think we got to be able to be, we got to be a tighter unit, and that's only going to take us practicing, lifting, and running together.
Coach,
Can I ask a quick follow-up, Bryan?
I was going to ask fall camp. When does that start for you, since we got an early game?
July 24th, we'll go. It's kind of an odd camp for us because our first 7 to 8 days, we'll be starting early, but we'll have practice in the morning, and then we'll have a few guys going to class right after that. So it's we have to be confident. We have to be cognizant of that. So we'll practice early in the morning, give them their time to attend classes, and then we'll pick up with meetings, later on that evening. So it's going to look a little bit like our season, ultimately, right? So our guys, but for me, the biggest thing was getting our guys normal, getting them used to some normalcy. So, during the year, Mondays we don't have practice. So that first Monday, when we get to training camp, we'll be off. We'll watch film. We'll spend time in the training room, right? So, those days back in the days when you used to have 2-3 weeks of straight tour-a-days, those are no longer good. Those are no longer done. We don't have those, but we have a month to get ready. It's gonna be a tough training camp, but I definitely need to make sure our guys are ready to go once we play August 24th. So I have to kind of gauge, how hard I can take them, but I also got to make sure I take care of those guys as well as we go through those hot days that we're going to be able to have to go through.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. What was your follow-up there, Drew? Did you have a follow-up there for Coach?
Well, Coach Colzie actually kind of got into it based on Kelvin's question, because I was going to ask, what are some of the adjustments that you have to make with us playing week 0 versus open it up over the Labor Day weekend? But I think you've kind of already gotten into that there, Coach, and I appreciate you giving that. So go ahead.
Well, no, I mean, we just practicing a week early. We're playing a week early, so we got to practice a week early. So there's not, You know, we have 30 days from July 24th to August 24th to get ready to play. You know, we'll obviously use that week before we play Norfolk, where we'll be, you know, fully going with Norfolk as far as our Sunday through Saturday preparation. But you know, it's going to be important to push them, get us to play together. So, you know, again, our training camps will be eerily similar to Coach Simmons, where we're going to be really, really tough on them. But we gotta make sure they're ready to go August 24th. So I can't push them too hard, right? We're gonna push them, but we don't want to lose anybody during the process as well.
Right. Yeah. So I was gonna spin it and ask how's the strike tour going, Coach?
You know, we obviously had one in Miami earlier than normal. That went really, really well. You know, the NAA convention was just a big strike. It was just a big strike tour all in itself. You know, I wish you guys could have been at the yacht. That was a different type of strike tour, but it was a strike tour nonetheless. It was extremely important for myself, Coach Gordon, obviously new head basketball coach, just to be around people that really, really can tell you and show you how much they love FAMU athletics. You know, I got a chance to meet the Alexanders out of Duval County, you know, and knowing them by name, but then obviously having a chance to meet them in that capacity was extremely important to me. You know, getting the chance to be around Miss Hadley, who was there again, just Rattlers 50s from the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, early 2000s, currently, you know, just getting a chance to be around them to, you know, everything's fun. You know, it's a coach. We're praying for you. You know, we're supporting you, but then they always throw that dig in it. We better win. You know, so it's you know, but it was again great for me to just to be around, you know, people that have the same understanding and the same importance as far as where they want FAMU football to be at the end of the season. And I can tell you, every conversation that I left, we both were on the same page as far as where we wanted to be at the end of the season, and obviously that was back in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
So we got one today in Vegas, right? We got people flying from the West Coast, so we're having a dinner. We're going to talk FAMU football and talk FAMU athletics, and you know, just know that even on the 3-hour time zone, we're still talking about making sure FAMU football is much better, or not much better, or continues to be better.
There you go. I would not be mad about a FAMU Vegas Classic. I'm just putting that out there into the universe. You know,
in Allegiant, we got to be in Allegiant.
Of course, that's the only place you can have it.
Yeah, you can't miss for anywhere in Vegas. You can't miss the Allegiant Stadium.
Yeah,
and we all know that we will travel well, regardless of where it is.
Yeah, yes.
We just got to make sure we pick the right opponent to make sure they would travel as well. We'll be here, team, fans, band. We'll be here in Vegas, and I'm pretty sure it wouldn't be hard for us to take over. But if we ever got that opportunity, we got to make sure we pick the right travel partner to make sure they feel their side of the stadium as well.
Yeah, anybody listening that you know, just putting that out in the universe. Coach, I got a thought here, a question, because thinking about the schedule these days. I mean, there's a lot happening for football programs, but just, you know, athletics these days. I mean, but between the calendar, the portal, recruiting, it feels like you're doing twice as much recruiting these days than you used to do, because you're trying to keep kids, you're bringing in new kids. Do you get a sense of the change in college football when you think back to 20 years ago, even maybe going back as far as when you were playing? Do you get a sense? Do you like the extra, or do you kind of have to maybe sit back sometimes and like, whew, it's a lot going on right now?
Well, I mean, it's not going to matter whether I like it or not, right? It's there, you know. And I think that you know, you didn't have to say 20 years ago and then back when I played. Hell, that you know, damn, you know what I mean. But you actually are right, you know. But well, I think, you know, we have to make that adjustment, right? You know, and I'll say this, even during our recruiting efforts, you know, we you know, don't get me wrong, we were trying to make sure we filled the positions with the best possible players, but I'd be error in saying if I didn't tell you that we didn't look at guys that we felt had more than 1 year. I think that was something that we wanted to make sure. Again, want great players, but if we had to pick a guy that was going to be here one semester compared to 2 years, and academically this guy did well, and that was a 2-year guy, and you had a guy that was just here to play football for a semester, we definitely were leaning towards a guy that had more than 1 year to play for us, right? So, and that was just a kind of a little bit of a, just kind of righting some of the wrongs that we might have done last year. We had some really, really good players, right, that were here for a year, but didn't necessarily maybe take care of the academic portion for us. So, that's just an adjustment that we made in recruiting. Now, we've spoken about it before, man. You got to re-recruit your guys. Yeah. You got to check on your guys a little bit more. Where back in the days, right, guys would transfer, they had to sit, and guys, so those guys have to make second thoughts as whether they wanted to leave or not now. So but now you could jump. You could possibly have a guy at 3 different schools in 3 years and play. So but that's something that we take into consideration. We are constantly making sure our guys are happy, right? Making sure if they need something within the rules, we're able to supply it. But it's part of it, and I think that whether we like it or not, you have to make that adjustment. We have conversations with our guys once a week to see how they're doing, see if they need anything from us. If they need anything from us, hold on, I didn't lose you guys, did I? Hold on, there we go.
No,
we hear you.
Okay, all right, just to make sure that we don't. We're making sure we take care of our guys. That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing for us. So, am I on camera? I think
yes.
I'm
No, you good.
Okay. So, but it's part of it. We during our NCAA compliance meetings today, we talked about how different guys are in the portal from La Tech compared to different guys that might be in the portal for Florida A&M. There are different reasons why guys may be leaving institutions. So either you sit and complain about it, or if a guy leaves, then you just have to make sure you improve your recruiting efforts to make sure the guys you get stay here and are happy here, over the next 2 or 3 years.
Gotcha.
Gotcha.
Kelvin, go ahead.
Yeah, Coach. In regards to roster management, one, are the guys who jumped in the portal? I saw some stayed, some left. Have all those who in the portal is that final in terms of our returning guys?
Well, you have that date of when guys have to be back in, right? So if you're back in, that meant you were staying with us. We had about 3 or 4 guys that stayed with us. Right. Then you have guys that stayed out of they stayed out in the portal where they had other opportunities to go to institutions, and they've already decided to do so. So if you have I don't know if I can say names or not, but you have a guy that went to Toledo, you have a guy that went to Illinois, you have a guy that went to UCLA.
Right.
So when the portal closed, they opted to stay out. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So our guys, I can talk about the guys that came back. Alan Smith, right, was out in the portal, decided to come back with us. He's with us. Deco Wilson was out in the transfer portal. Ultimately, before the date, he decided to come back with us, right? So got a couple guys that are still out the portal, but still have that possibility to come back, but also have the opportunity to I guess take other offers at other places. So when you come back in, that means you're saying you're going to stay at the school you're at.
Right. Gotcha.
Right. Yeah, I'm back. I'm back with you. Right. I'm back with you. So then that's what Alan Smith and Deco Wilson did.
Okay, I got you.
Go ahead, Drew.
And I'm going to go to the chat. I know you're not going to answer this one, Coach, but I got to put it out there to make our fans happy. Mm-hmm. They want to know about the QB competition. Who's the clubhouse leader for QB1 right now?
Well, I'll say this, and I can't give that information. I won't say who it's going to be.
I knew you was going to say that. That's why. But I had to make them happy.
But I will say this. When that number that I mentioned of how many people were here for this summer, right? Every single quarterback from our first team to our 5th team quarterback are in that number, right? Yes. Every one of those guys are we're taking reps and they're going through OTAs and they're learning the offense. You got one guy who's been here multiple years, right, and has a better grasp on the offense maybe than the guy that's that just got here or just been here for a semester, right? So there are some advantages to that, but there's also a huge advantage to the guy who did come here in the spring, and he's getting a chance this whole summer to learn the offense, right? He's getting a chance to be in the meeting rooms because people forget, obviously Coach Simmons left and went to Duke and got a chance to spend some time with him, this past Monday, obviously being at the funeral and whatnot, but we also failed, and not we failed, but our quarterback coach wasn't here, for the middle to the end of the spring, right? Mm-hmm. So we had a lot of moving pieces at that time, guys learning, coaches learning, new quarterback learning. So we're doing a really, really good job of evaluating and assessing, right? And I'm going to say this. I've challenged both our offensive coordinator and our quarterback coach to make sure that both of those guys are ultimately ready to play. Now, we both know we can only have one guy playing that position, and whoever does win that position won't have a short leash, right? That person has earned that opportunity. But if he does not play well, we know we'll have somebody that can come in there as a backup to fill that role. But I think I've said it before. I want to have one guy. I want to have a starter. And if we have a backup and we need that backup, then so be it. But again, I've challenged OC, our quarterback coach, hey man, we need to make sure we have a guy, and I want to make sure and we're mixing them in and out. We're putting one guy with the ones, another guy with the twos, and vice versa. Evaluating them after practice and during practice, and we got a lot of stuff in place to sit down and look at the numbers and be like, okay, you know what, this guy has outperformed the other guy. And that's ultimately that's who we decide to go with. So they're doing a good job. Obviously, that's probably going to be one of my first major, not one of my first. It's going to be my first major decision before this season starts. And I know a lot of people are wondering and how what we're going to do, but it's probably best for our football team and for both of those guys to continue to go through a training camp and ultimately make the right decision on who they will be, on who that person will be.
And just remember, Coach. No matter what your decision is, the fan favorite will be the backup quarterback.
Well, yes, exactly. We know that. Now that backup quarterback won't be a Colzie. He probably won't be the Colzie favorite, but we know we got to get. I'll be honest with you. We got to get them both ready to play. But I'm here to say we got to have a starter as well. Yeah. Right? I'm not a Spurrier back in the day bringing two quarterbacks in. I'm not going to do that. I think ultimately if a guy deserves the job and wins the job, then we'll go that route. And then that next guy, ultimately will understand that he's one play away. But he'll, that person will work and train and what do you call it? And we'll I guess we'll game plan as if he'll be the starting quarterback if he gets that opportunity.
Appreciate couple of quick suggestions here for you when you're in Vegas. EA said, Coach, make sure to check out the Rio. Get that all-you-can-eat buffet.
Okay. All right. I'll see.
Yeah, I don't know how far away that is for you, but
man, you know how this is, man. This to me, it's kind of ironic. We're doing a compliance meeting in Vegas, so I'm just gonna go. I got certain spots I got to go to. I'm going to make sure I go to those spots. We got our strike tour tonight. I'm going to make sure I go to that. And I'll be honest with you, this time difference right now is kicking my behind. It's 9:10. It's 6:06 over here, but my body feels like it's 9:06, which means in an hour I go to bed.
Right. Hey, Coach, I want to give you a chance to talk about your new football operations director. We saw the news that we have Miss Jennifer Santiago now joined the staff as the director of football ops. So I think that might be your last position you were looking to fill on staff.
No, we still got our director of recruiting, who I do have a person in mind for that. Jennifer comes from Florida State. She spent 17 years over there on the athletic side. I reached out to a couple people that are close to me in the business, and I expressed to them what I was looking for in that position, and then Jennifer came back as a strong recommendation for me. One of the things that you talk about how Troy Johnson was to Coach Simmons over the last 4 or 5 years that he was with him, and that was making sure everything was taken care of travel wise making sure everything was taken care of coaches-wise. But the biggest thing people won't tell you is that Troy took care of Coach Simmons, made sure Coach Simmons was where he needed to be at all times. And Jennifer's already understanding that you got to make sure Coach Colzie needs to be where he's supposed to be at all times. So she's doing a really, really good job. I obviously, coming from Florida State and being on the athletic side, it's been a very, very smooth transition for her being here at FAM, and so she understands what's expected. She knows the expectations as well, and up to this point, she's done a really, really good job keeping me straight, making sure our travel's good, taking care of our coaches, taking care of a lot of the stuff, externally and internally in regards to FAMU football.
Nice.
And you don't have to pay relocation expenses.
Well,
exactly.
yeah, right. But she's a very, very expensive lunch date. So I don't know if I wanted to rethink the location money, because we go eat at Harry's. We don't eat anywhere cheap, guys. I can tell you that. So we're eating at some places that are expensive. So I might need to rethink the location fee. Trust me.
Oh, well, you let her know we want to get her on the show. Whenever
Gotcha.
there's some time, we'd love to have her on the show and introduce her to the Rattler, to the family. I'm going to get my recruiting person in tow, and you know what? Those two will be great to kind of they give you kind of a little bit of the inside scoop of someone who didn't necessarily know what it was like, right? Because they're coming in and we're starting practice and we're recruiting, and players are wanting this and coaches are wanting that, and they're picking up and just they're picking up as if they've been here for 5 to 10 years, and I really, really respect that, and they, they're totally bought in to everything that I'm doing and everything else that we're doing here at Florida A&M. All right, Coach, you've been gracious with your time. I want to give you the last word. Anything you want to say to the family? Anything you want to let Rattler Nation know over the summer? Anything we can do to support the program? Time is yours, Coach.
I will say this: August 10th, we're having our kickoff luncheon and our media day. I redid our practice to make sure that our guys are good and ready to go. And it's whenever a guy signs with our team and they go through social media, it is publicized, and they really, really feel the love from the faithful. Whether it's on Instagram or FAMU. We got a lot of new guys, right, that are coming to our program. I don't say a lot, but 18 to 20, I would say, is a pretty good amount. And these are guys that we're depending on. So I think it'd be really, really good on August 10th. We get as many people out there just so those guys can truly see the fans themselves, the alumni, the people that are really, really pushing this program, right? So they can see what it's like. We send them videos of the game. We send them video of game days. And I can tell you by August 10th, they're going to be tired to listen to the coaches at that point. But I think it'd be really, really good for our alumni and fans to, try to pack the house as much as they can, right? So, they can see what FAMU's all about. And it's about the people. I think they feel it, but I'd love for them to see it August 10th.
Well said, Coach. Well said. We got you. Hey, safe trip. Stay cool, because I know it's hot out there.
It's warm, guys. It's warm.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So be well. You guys take care. Hope the meetings go well, and we will talk to you when you get back into Tallahassee. Be well, Coach. Thank you for your time tonight.
Always a pleasure, guys, and stay safe, guys. Good to see you.
Yes, you too.
All right, thank you, Coach.
All right, guys. All
right, ladies and gentlemen, none other than Coach James Colzie III, the head ball coach. And Drew, are you going to stick around? I know your time is I know I haven't seen Marcus yet. So, when we're going to get ready to take this break, I don't know if we're going to have you for the next segment or not. Your call.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna see if I can go get put some icy hot on the arm and see if I can get one more inning out of it, man.
All right. So either coming back after this break, we know for a fact we will have Kimberly Evans on, and we'll either have AD Drew, Marcus Green, maybe both, maybe neither. Now, don't know. I know Kelvin and I will be here, so you got to stick around to find out who will be joining Kimberly Evans along with me and Kelvin on the other side. You're watching the O&G StrikeZone right here on the Black College Sports Network. We'll be back in just a moment.
If you think all pads are exactly the same, think again. This is Always Ultra Thins reinvented with the Always Triple Protection System. This pad wicks gushes 90% faster, absorbs even more so you can feel dry, and locks odors in. Rethink your pad for up to 100% leak-free and odor-free comfort with the totally reinvented Always Ultra Thins. This is always like never before.
The Cuvée Group is a Florida-based marketing and training consulting firm. We help businesses communicate to their target audience and engage them in conversation. We also help to expand their audiences, which will ultimately result in growth for those organizations. In addition to being a certified constant contact specialist, my colleagues and I are also certified in John Maxwell Leadership Principles. We use these proven principles to conduct workshops, training, and private coaching sessions for individuals and companies looking to take things to the next level. Contact us to schedule a free consultation. Issues today, don't delay, call Cuvée.
As technology continues to bring changes to the world of education, it's time we also reimagine teacher professional development. Gone are the days of one-size-fits-all learning that can only be accessed at a specific time and place. The Stride PD Center is an on-demand library of mobile-friendly courses that allow educators to learn anytime and anywhere. Our dynamic courses provide bite-sized learning and help educators advance their knowledge while also gaining professional development hours. The best professional development plans are those that include a level of flexibility and choice for educators. Whether you're a teacher, school, or district, visit us today to take charge of your learning.
Hi, my name is Michael Bastardo. I'm with FAMU, and make sure you guys check out all things FAMU Athletics with O&G StrikeZone. Strike, strike, strike again.
That's right. Shout out to John Michael Bastardo, the home run king. HBCU.
I'm mad you hadn't played my interview, Bryan.
What? What interview?
Oh, you didn't get the interview I had with John Michael after the home run.
You got to send me. I didn't get it. I got it. Yeah, I didn't get it. I promise. If I did, I overlooked it. I don't think I overlooked it.
I'll make sure you get it, man.
Okay, thank you.
Guard the yard.
Guard the yard. Guard the yard. All right. Okay. So just quick reminder before we go to Kimberly Evans here. Remind everybody, hit the thumbs up in the chat button wherever you're watching, YouTube or on Facebook. All of those good things. Let's see. Let's go ahead and bring on Kimberly. Let's go. All right. Here she is, ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now, the president of the Marching 100 National Alumni Association, Ms. Kimberly Evans. How you doing, Madam President?
I am doing well. How are you?
We are
How's
great.
it going, Kim?
Good to have you on. All right. Well, good to have you. Good to have you on the show. We got the marching. Hold on. Let me first put this up first, because obviously we got to talk to let people know it's all about donating whenever we have our opportunities to celebrate. And of course, the Marching 100 just recently had the 78th, I believe, is it right? 78th birthday, Kim, back in June 1?
Yes, it is. Yes, it's 78 years. On June 1, 1946 was the year that Dr. William Patrick Foster made his arrival to the Heights of Seven Hills in Tallahassee, Florida, and began what is now known as the incomparable March 100. So we are, yes, celebrating 78 years of musical excellence. And how many bands do you know of can boast about the fact that they've been around for 78 years or more?
Not too many. So I mean, definitely FAMU is the standard, as we like to say. So that QR code right there, you guys can donate right directly to the Marching 100. I know all of those proceeds go to help the band do so many things, probably even assist with this event that's coming, the Marching 100 Summer Band Camp. Kim, did you ever attend the band camp prior to coming to FAMU?
Believe it or not, I did not. When the band camp first arrived in 1990, it started with two high schools. That was William M. Raines High School in Jacksonville and Burke High School in Charleston, South Carolina. So their band directors, which all had that FAMU influence, brought their students to the Heights of Seven Hills. And of course, at that time, Dr. Foster was the director of bands. And so Dr. Foster thought it would be a great idea to create a summer band camp for high school students so high schools can learn not only what it takes to be in the 100, but to learn about musicality and leadership. So during that year, 1990, I was a sophomore in high school, going into my junior year. And so, no, I didn't go to band camp. However, I kind of wish I did because it was a lot that the students had to have the opportunity to learn. So, but either way, even though I did not attend band camp, I think band camp is a great, great recruiting tool for the March 100 as well as Florida A&M University.
What before I turn it over to the fellas, what's the role of the Alumni Association as it pertains to the band camp? I'm going to put the link in the chat for anybody who might have some students, or you may want to recommend somebody. And so I want to give you an opportunity to kind of talk a little bit about how the Alumni Association impacts or helps the band camp.
Well, we do a lot when it comes to the summer band camp. Of course, the summer band camp, of course, is when you have hundreds of students from across the country and even abroad to kind of learn in 1 week's time what it's like to be in the March 100. So they learn about musicality, they learn about leadership skills. And the Alumni Band Association, we do a lot on the scenes and behind the scenes to assist our band staff and our students during that week. So we do a lot of things such as we help with water, we do water drives with the band and also with our own organization. Also, many of us who are members of the Alumni Band Association are band directors. So as band directors, of course, we go through our background screening, our background checks, and we assist. We even teach some of our students as they go through their entire week of band camp. So we do a lot of work on the scenes and the behind the scenes just to make sure that the band camp continues to run smoothly.
All right. Drew, you got any questions there for Kim?
Yeah, Kim. First of all, thanks for being on the show today.
Thank you.
And thinking about the band camp, how many of these young men and young women who actually go to the band camp actually wind up matriculating to Florida A&M and wind up marching for the 100?
Yeah, as I said earlier, the band camp is one of our biggest recruitment tools to the March 100 and the Florida A&M University. On the average, we usually have close to 70% of the students that attend band camp ended up becoming members of the Marching 100. So yes, so it's a huge number.
Yeah, it definitely is. And now my next question is going to be as far as the Alumni Association. Me being a former collegiate coach, basketball specifically, one thing that used to happen when we traveled around to various cities was the Alumni Association used to sometimes take care of us. They would feed us or other little gift bags or different things when we went to different cities, which were great for us because that allowed us to keep that meal money in our budget for another day and things like that. Does the band Alumni Association do things like that as the 100 travels to various classics and various games throughout the season?
Yes, absolutely. I'll give you a perfect example. This year, of course, the March 100 performed at the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Parade in Tampa, Florida. So through our association, we do have local chapters. So our local chapter, we do have a local chapter in Tampa, the Tampa Bay area. So while we were in Tampa for the Martin Luther King Parade, the night before the parade, we did feed the band. So yes, there are many opportunities in which we do feed and serve the band. We usually welcome them when they're in a city in which we do have a local chapter, or even if there's not a local chapter. So you will always find a contingency of us that will be there to support the band in any way.
Last one, and this is going to be quick. do you have to have marched in the 100 to be a member of the alumni chapter or the alumni band? You know, because me being a FAMU grad but never marched in 100, can I join? And I'm pretty sure you'll take my donation even if I don't join. But just
actually, we do have associate membership for those who did not march the band, but you love the band so much you rather give to our association. So yes, we do offer associate memberships.
Okay, go ahead, Kelvin.
Hey, I'm finna get to the teeth. What I really want to know, and I know a lot of other people know. I don't know if you have all the answers, but I know there's a lot of things going on. There's some band things happening in terms of Houston, I think California maybe, and in turn, and then of course everybody always want to know what games the 100 going to. So what do you know that you can share with us?
Well, in terms of California, this weekend on June the 15th, there will be a small contingency of the Marching 100 that will perform at the 43rd annual Juneteenth celebration in San Jose, California. And I've learned from last year, because they did perform for this last year, I've learned that this is a huge festival in San Jose, California. So they loved the 100 so much last year, they wanted the 100 to come back. So the band will be coming back along with Alabama State University. I think they invited them as well. So they will be performing at the Juneteenth Festival in San Jose, California on June the 15th. So I know folks in California are excited about that opportunity. Now, in terms of the travel schedule, I tell people, and I know they ask me this question all the time, Kim, which games is the band going to? Right now, sometimes our schedule is kind of still up in the air. We do know for a fact that they will be traveling to, of course, the BX Swag Challenge game on August 24th against Norfolk State, so they will be there. Miami and Troy, that's still kind of up in the air right now. I do know for a fact they will be traveling to Alabama State game, which is October.
Their homecoming game.
That is their homecoming. Yeah.
Yes. Bringing the smoke to their homecoming. Oh, that's gonna be juicy. That's gonna be juicy.
Yes, and of course,
I don't know if 231 can handle that.
No, of course not. No. This is the 100 we're talking about. And last but not least, of course, we definitely know they will be at the Florida Classic game against Bethune-Cookman. So we do know of those games. As I said, you never know what other trips that we will have a chance to go to. So stay tuned for that.
Can I put in a special request?
Go ahead.
Can I put in a request? We got to get the 100 to Jackson. We have got to get the 100 to Jackson.
Yeah. I've had quite a few people to inquire about Jackson State game. I think that would be great if the band could go. So as I said, keep your fingers crossed. And, as I said, you never know what's going to happen schedule-wise in terms of the travel schedule for the 100.
Kim, do we know what the numbers look like for the band coming up right now?
Well, I know the numbers, kinda, but I am the type that I don't like to put that information out there because some folks like to take information and just run with it.
Right.
All I'm gonna say is this: I know that for this edition of the March 100, I know they're going to be ready. They're going to perform, and I know our fans are going to be pleased. I'm just going to leave it at that.
That was a good one.
That's a good one. Well said, Kim. Good job. Way to put that. I'm always curious because when and I don't know, unfortunately we don't get a chance to talk to any band members themselves. But I'm curious, when you talk to the young band members, the students, what do the students want as it relates to travel? Because a lot of times we in these spaces, football fans, band fans, just us in the media, we get to talking about these kind of things and should the band travel, who should take care of all that. But I don't know if anyone ever asked, what do the students want? Do the students want to travel to all these games? Do they need that extra time to be students, to not be on the road so much? Do you get a chance to have those conversations and ask their perspective or get a sense of their thoughts on that subject?
Well, in terms of the travel schedule, of course, I do speak with the students quite often, on a myriad of things, from scholarships to, networking with alumni, their majors, you name it. Now, in terms of the schedule, I think it's kind of mixed. You have those students who want to travel to every game, but then you have those, they're like, well, we could go to some of the games because they're focused on their grades. And one of the things I'm very proud to say is this past semester, more than 65% of our band students achieved a 3.0 or higher. So they are very, very serious about their grades and progressing. And of course, the ultimate goal of graduation. So it's kind of a mixed bag with that.
Okay. I appreciate that. I mean, because like I said, it's just one of those things that I think always kind of gets lost in the conversation.
Yes.
When we talk about the band. What any other events or appearances? I mean, outside of the Juneteenth event, any other special appearances upcoming that
Well, I
we
know,
look
I
forward
know
to?
after Juneteenth, of course, so the biggest focus, of course, will be on band camp, preparing for those hundreds of students. And when I last talked with those who are part of the registration process for band camp, we only have a few slots left. So for anyone that is interested in having their son or daughter or a student who is musically inclined to become a part of this band camp, there are only a few slots left, and the deadline date for all registrations for band camp is June 21st. There's only a few days left. So I know we are expecting close to 380 students to attend this year for band camp. Yes,
Wow.
so it's a lot of kids. Yes.
Awesome.
Also, besides band camp, I know the only other thing they will be ready for is preparing for the upcoming 2024 season. So we're just looking forward to that.
Nice. Looking to see if there's anything in the chat. I had a couple people asking about. Here's Hollow asking, how can they get? Well, I don't know. Okay, so I thought that was more of a donation thing. That's how to get the 100. Cut a check. I would say, Hollow. I'm gonna answer that question.
That's it. Donate.
Cut a
That's
check,
it.
and,
Yeah. Donate to
that'll
the
get
FAMU Foundation. Absolutely.
exactly. Cut a check. Edwin asks, Kim, are you Tau Beta Sigma?
Yes, I am. I am a member of the Beta Phi chapter of Tau Beta Sigma National Honorary Band Sorority Incorporated.
All right. Let's see. Anything? I'm trying to look and see. Try to get the any other questions in there. See anything that you want to add. Anything that maybe we didn't get a chance to spotlight or talk about. I always love it when we get you on and we get a chance to kind of talk about the 100, because the 100 is like a part when we talk about athletics.
Major part.
The 100 is a part of the culture of FAMU. So I mean, that's one of the things we have to make sure we always kind of include.
Absolutely. Thank you. Well, one of the things I wanted to point out is, yes, in terms of the March 100 Alumni Band Association, our mission basically is that we are very supportive of the FAMU bands and the students. So once again, if you're interested in becoming a member, if you are a former March 100 alum, please go to www.march100alumni.com. And even if you did not march in the band, you are always welcome to become an associate member or just donate.
Uh-oh. Did we lose you? Hold on. Our signal might have. We'll give her a second here. Sometimes that signal. Kim, are you still there with us? Uh-oh. At the last second, I think we might have lost her. Hold on. Let me see. Let me give it a second. Let me see if I see her move around. Again, I want to share the website with you, marching100alumni.com. I think that we got the signal went wonky there for a second. Right? Let me see. I'm looking in the studio to see if I see Kim moving or not. Not seeing her.
Yeah. It's been a while since we had a sniper.
Yeah, exactly. It's been a minute. Let me see if we got Kim back here. Nope. Signal's still out. Boy, I tell you what, the internet strikes again, comes back. Let me see. Let me give it a second. To see if she comes in. I'm checking the chats and see whether anybody else dropped any questions in there.
That wasn't me, Edwin. You wrong for that.
What account is the band's travel paid out of? Question. Kelvin, you know that question? Anything like that?
Looks like Kim is back, Brian.
It kind of depends, right? So like for the classic games and the Me at Sweat Challenge, then I think I don't know if it's reimbursed, but it comes from those events. Like and of course in terms of when they go to like a SWAT game, usually it comes from university, and university usually co-mingle funds to make it happen because it takes a lot. So they'll use foundation money, they'll use auxiliary money, they'll use some other funds, to make it happen. So it just depends on where the event's happening.
Yep. So I was just reading sort of what the question was that was on the floor there. And Kim, you we kind of lost your signal. Where were you were saying as you kind of got, we like to say you kind of got sniped there by the internet there.
Yeah. Well, what I was saying was, in terms of those who are interested to learn more about our organization, yes, please visit the website that you see on the screen, www.march100alumni.com. In terms of sponsorships, yes, if you are interested in becoming a corporate sponsor for our Alumni Band Association, you can definitely get in contact with me. And you can contact me through ABA President at march100alumni.com. And of course, those who of course, I am on Facebook as Kimberly Evans. Also, you can follow the March 100 Alumni Band Association on Instagram at M100ABA. So and we also have a Twitter account. It's the same as M100ABA. So there's many ways that you can follow us, and you can see the great things that are happening within our organization. Currently, right now, we are in the middle of our membership drive for our upcoming 2024-2025 fiscal year. So once again, we're having people who are paying their membership dues and becoming a part of this great movement. So it's all about our students and our band. And so one of the major things that we do through our association is, yes, we do give in-kind donations to the FAMU bands. And most importantly, we do provide book vouchers and scholarships to our current band students. So it's all about our students and about the band.
All right. Good deal. And you heard, I saw a couple people ask about corporate sponsorship. It is available there.
Sure is.
On that website. Good to see Jimmy Mack. Shouts out. Can I say he's an associate member?
Yes, he is.
All right.
He's a longtime associate member of our Alumni Band Association. So he is very, awesome. Very supportive of us.
All right. So see, that's how you guys can be a supporter of the 100 through that membership. Kelvin, AD, any final questions or any other questions there for Kim?
I do have one final question, because it's one that I get a lot, and I kind of know the answer, but I think it'd be good for everybody here. Kim, will you talk about the traditions that FAMU band does, particularly in the stands, versus like first quarter, second, third quarter, fourth quarter, how they typically operate in terms of when they play and that kind of stuff, and what they play?
In terms of what to play, that's always a mixed bag. So you never know what we're going to play during each quarter. However, in terms of when to play, of course, we have guidelines that we must follow through the SWAT conference. And a lot of people don't know that. And so I know there are times they're like, why the band can't play? It's because with the SWAC rules, we have to pay very close attention to what's going on during the game. There's certain times during the game in which we don't play, especially depending on if we're the home team or the away team. So, of course, all of that plays a role in terms of when the March 100 plays. Now, in terms of what we play, that's always a mixed bag. You never know what the band's going to play until Chip gives the call.
Okay.
And I kind of like it that way.
There's no leaked set list or anything like that. Like you jump on the internet,
Oh no. No.
All right. I'm not gonna lie. There have been times when I've heard like especially in some of the fifth quarters. That's always I enjoyed it because sometimes you'll hear a song that you haven't heard in a while or maybe even ever. And like I remember the SWAC championship game, the 100 played some songs in the fifth quarter that caught me. I had to stop and be like, I've never heard them. I've never heard. I've been 30 something. I never heard them play that. I was like, whoa. So
yes, one thing about the March 100s book, it is huge. It is huge, and and to think about the number of songs the band not only plays but memorizes. That's a huge deal. So it's amazing how much our band what they really can do. So, yeah.
All right. Well, again, make sure to check out marching100alumni.com. The link again, we sent the link to the summer band camp. A few spots remaining, if I heard you correctly. So time is ticking. So if you've got a young person that is a band enthusiast, you need to get them signed in. Or if you want to sponsor, a student, you can do that. Again, I'm gonna put that. Let me find it here. Let me flash that again. Marching100alumni.com. You can go to the summer 2024 summer band camp link right there at the top of the page, and there you can. There's a way in which you can go and provide a scholarship opportunity to a young person. That's this event, this camp will change their life because not only will they be in Tallahassee at FAMU, but they get a chance to work under the direction of Dr. Chipman and the other band members and alums that take their time out to teach and work with these young people. So awesome. I always love watching the videos and the YouTubes and seeing what the kids do. So good time.
Also, I want to add one more announcement. I just thought of this.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Also, there will be a water drive coming up for the upcoming band camp. So please look out for that information through your social media pages. So, yes. So if you would like to donate water for the upcoming summer band camp, there will be an opportunity to do so. So please look out for those advertisements.
And that's M100ABA, correct?
Correct. Yeah, that's our Instagram page. Yes.
Okay. And X as well, right? I think it's the same.
And X. X is under March 100 alum.
Okay, Marching 100 alum. Okay, so there you go. I'll make sure to post those as well. All right. Kimberly, Kim, always appreciate your time. Thank you for joining us. Anytime there's some news and announcement that you want to share, you let us know, let Kelvin know, and then we'll have you on or we'll share it either way. Okay.
All right, great. Thanks for inviting me.
Yes, thank you. All right. Well, with that, before we take a break, I want to say bye to Drew because I know Drew is got to do some planning to get ready for where he's got to go and do. Drew, you want to give any last words here before you sign off to the people?
Y'all ain't got enough time for me to get back into it. I know y'all got some other stuff to talk about. I really got some things to say about this Celebration Bowl and some of the comments from earlier. So
at BCSN Drew is where you can find him.
I'm gonna bite.
Are you co-hosting tomorrow? Are you co-hosting?
No. I'll be on the road tomorrow.
Sunday.
Just give me 30 seconds. Just give me 30
All right,
30
seconds.
I got it.
Go ahead.
Do the math, Dexter. Why would we play 11 games? Why would we play 10 games instead of 11 games? That's a loss of revenue quickly.
And this year is 12 weeks, so
this year you get 12. Try to break something that ain't broke. Hold on, no, I want to come back to this one. I want to come back to that one.
Oh boy.
Hey, host the doggone championship game. You don't have to worry about all of that stuff. That's all I'm gonna say this with that one right there. Now this one. It's if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's basically what they're saying. Y'all remember when the BX SWAC Challenge used to be Labor Day weekend, and y'all made this same stink.
Yes, I do remember.
Over the BX SWAC Challenge being moved up from Labor Day to the first weekend. And what happened? The world did not stop.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody got used to it. And when they played their first game on that last Saturday in August instead of the first Saturday in September, everybody was like, damn, this was the best thing that could have happened to us. Will y'all please relax, let this play out, and let's evaluate this before y'all go through and start talking about this ain't gonna happen, this ain't gonna happen because of this ain't gonna happen because of that. And once again, it couldn't stay on the same weekend. It couldn't stay on that Saturday. Everybody who's coming up with the why we shouldn't have changed it, get it through your head. It was going to move. Give me another alternative besides December 14th. Give me a legitimate alternative besides December 14th. There are good and bad repercussions with us moving on December 14th. Yeah, me and Kelvin was having fun going back and forth with this, but we both understand. But I need an alternative to back up
That's hard.
your bitching, whining, and complaining.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm dropping the mic on that.
Well said, Drew. Well said. Well said.
Agreed.
Hey, it's hard. You know, that's what we like to do. When change comes, you know, we want to complain about it. There's going to be 50-50 on either side. So, all right, Drew. Well said. Well said. Appreciate you always, brother. Be well. Be safe out there on the roads where you're heading to. And I will see you Sunday somewhere on the road. Somewhere. I will
not be in my home studio for my own show on
Sunday night, 6 p.m. Eastern for me. That's all the hint I'm gonna tell you.
The time zone I'm in, I don't even know what time it's gonna be where I'm gonna be at. That's how crazy it's gonna be.
Right.
And happy Father's Day to all the fathers who are out there. Let's celebrate all of our fathers, all of our coaches, all of our principals, our teachers, our uncles, whoever plays that role in your particular family. So make sure you call them, text them, stop by, just say hello, whatever it is. Happy Father's Day to you, Kelvin.
Thank you.
And
you as well.
Happy Father's Day to you, Bryan. Although you have no natural children, you got plenty of kids that you coach that call you dad, they call you teacher, my brother.
Amen. Well, thank you. And happy Father's Day. Well, I'll see you. I'll talk to you on Sunday. But anyway, thank you, Drew. 80 Drew, ladies and gentlemen, at BCSN Drew is where you can find him on X. We're going to take a break. Kelvin and I are going to come back and finish up with some news and notes surrounding FAMU Athletics. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. Right. I think every sport, we got something to talk about. Every sport.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
That's the call to Marcus.
All right. I don't know. We hadn't heard from Marcus, so I'm praying that everything is okay with
the call to the pen.
He said, right about this time he should be coming in the house.
Well, okay. All right.
That's why we're making a call to the pen.
Marcus after dark is what we about to get. Let's go. Coming up right on the other side after this break. We'll be back in just a moment.
Since 2002, Empowerment Resources, Inc., a nonprofit organization, has empowered more than 1,500 youth and adults in Duval and surrounding counties. Through its programs, Journey into Womanhood, Girls Mentoring, Life Skills for Teens, and Parenting Education Coaching. To get involved with programs, volunteer, or donate, visit www.empowermentresourcesinc.org. Follow us on social media, facebook.com/empowerment.resources and Instagram.com/empowermentJAX.
The human voice has always connected audiences with experiences. Major brands all across America have trusted Kever's voice time and time again. Conversational, powerhouse, intelligent, and sincere. That's the voice you need for your creative marketing process. KEAVERSVOICE.com. Kever's Voice, Kever's Voice, KeversVoice.com. Always on, all the time.
Nope. Nope.
Come on, him.
Ooh, I like him.
Quick, the quicker picker-upper. Bounty picks up messes quicker, and each sheet is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less.
He's an 8.
He's a 9.
Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
From novice to aficionado, find yourself here. High quality cigars plus personal customer service. Slow Burn is Waco's only mobile cigar lounge, featuring a meticulous, curated collection of premium cigars. Visit our website, www.slowburnwaco.com. That's www.slowburnwaco.com.
All right, welcome back to the O&G Strike Zone. Bryan and Kelvin here. Appreciate AD Drew for joining us in the last couple of segments. Also, special thanks to James Colzie III, head coach, and Miss Kimberly Evans for joining us as well. Want to remind everybody, hit the thumbs up and the like button wherever you are watching the show. Say hello to our people on Instagram and X who are watching. Also, you can always donate to the show right there on the Cash App, the Square QR code there to the left of the screen. Or if you're in our JBN YouTube page, you can drop a donation with a nice little super chat. Anything, any and everything is helpful, appreciative, and allows us an opportunity to kind of gather up some, gather like a squirrel gathers up nuts. So that way we can come out and get on the road and go to some places during the upcoming season. So we want to appreciate everybody for their support, even those who are members of our JBN YouTube page, which you can join right there on the Jericho Broadcast Network's YouTube page, myjbnonline/join. Be a part of what we are building and doing here at the Black College Sports Network. Okay. Ready
plum
for
food, Chuck? No plum food?
Next week. Next week. I haven't found it. We'll have a plum food next week. Promise.
All right. Okay.
Because we're getting into football season.
Yes, sir.
While we were just talking about camps, I got to make sure we mention our volleyball program camp. Camp is coming up for volleyball. As you can see, they've got a prospect camp coming up June 29th and 30th. It's a 2-day camp. So that's an elite college prep camp for players serious about playing volleyball. Then they have a high school position and team camp in July. That's a 2-day camp, July 17th and 18th. They also have a team camp, which I think is always helpful because, especially in the state of Florida, the volleyball season tryouts start July 29th or 30th, somewhere about that time. So having a team camp a weekend or two before tryouts is always helpful. So it's good to see that our volleyball program is hosting that. I know it gives the coaches an opportunity to see potential. So if you are a coach, assistant coach, or maybe if your daughter plays for a high school team, ask them, hey, coach, are we going to any team camps? What about that one up in Tallahassee? That school up in Tallahassee, they've won several conference championships. They got a good program. We got to be a part of their team camp. So you can go be a part of FAMU's high school team camp July 29th, 20th, and 21st. And a middle school position camp. That's big, Kelvin. Your daughter, what is she about middle school, isn't she? Or getting there?
No. She's going to the 4th grade. She still got a little time.
Okay, got a little time. But I know when she gets to be middle school, volleyball gets big for the girls at middle school age. It might be big at elementary too, but you can send them to the middle school position skill camp, and they teach all the positions, and so a lot of great opportunities. Rattler Volleyball at FAMU.edu is the email address. Obviously, there you see the web page. Florida A&M volleyball camps.totalcamps.com. And so we want to encourage everybody to send their kiddos, or a lot of opportunity. This is how you build that exposure, right?
Absolutely, man. With all the winning our volleyball team has been doing, of course we've got players who participate and assist in some of these camps, and former players. I think Coach said he has about 28 teams for the team camp, and he's looking for to try to increase the numbers for the. It was interesting because Coach Colzie mentioned that his kids camp, they were struggling with the numbers, and I think the middle school camp for volleyball also is looking to increase their numbers. So. Hey, the kids are out of school, some of them, they're not in any camp, they're not doing anything. And, it's a good camp. So make sure, you all go. You can check it out at the FAMU Athletic website. The link is there under the volleyball page if you need more information.
I feel like I have to mention, and I didn't include the pictures. Last week when we had Brooke Hudson on the show, I know she mentioned and had some comments regarding the banner situation and the setup in Lawson. Now I wonder. Now you were there. You got some photos from
Lawson.
It
happened after she got through playing.
Okay. So
yeah, it happened under the current administration. So.
Okay, so if you go back and think about the show, Brooke was talking about not seeing any banners up, the representative of some of the history. And so seeing that kind of put up after the fact, obviously she didn't see it then. But even noticing those conference, a lot of them are those where you just have the years instead of an individual banner per year, so I mean, you may go into some gyms and you'll see, you see like 10 banners or 12 banners for representing every year. Those would be nice to see a lot of banners hanging versus the one banner that just has the years, and then it's kind of hard to see from a distance because you're kind of like, what does that say? When was that like? Got to get the binoculars out anyway.
You only have two for volleyball. You have the NCAA and the years listed that we participated in the NCAA tournament, and then you had a conference one with the years that we won the conference for volleyball. We got to get some. There's at least two players I can think of on the top of my head that probably deserve for their jerseys to be retired and hung.
That's another thing I was going to ask. Do we have any retired jerseys? No. Okay, see, that's the kind of stuff that I know we've got a couple of basketball players up there, but it's time we get to that point where some of these volleyball players who have we're getting close to retiring. We need to start thinking about that somehow, some way to start retiring some numbers for these volleyball. And also, there was supposed to be this thing, Kelvin, where the Gaither Gym was supposed to become this new, or maybe even become like the home of FAMU volleyball. And I know that hasn't quite materialized, other than it becoming like their practice facility, but I don't know. Maybe that's something that'll come down the road. It'd be nice,
Absolutely.
Our
athletic teams really do need their own either practice facility or their own facility, period, so that they don't have to worry about scheduling and classes and events and so forth. Because that puts them at a disadvantage a lot of times.
Yeah. Okay. Let me keep on with some of the news. Transitioning from volleyball to baseball. Caleb Granger, who I don't know if there's so much going on last week. I don't know if we mentioned it last week.
Not the second one. We mentioned the first one because
we mentioned that he was the Black College Nines, one of the Black College Nines pitchers of the year, right?
Right.
Okay, yeah, we did mention that. Well, he received a second recognition as he was named to the 2024 ABCA/Rawlings NCAA Division I South All-Region Second Team. So the ABCA, I believe that's the American Baseball Coaches Association or something to that, or Association of Baseball Coaches of America, something to that effect. And don't forget, he was also SWAC Pitcher of the Year. So along with being Black College Nines Pitcher of the Year, just an awesome recognition for a young man. Finished the season 9-2, 2.87 ERA, 7-1 record in SWAC competition. Really awesome season for Caleb Granger. So wanted to make sure we got his Did you see? I know I started seeing some MLB combine invites for a few HBCU baseball players and programs. Have you seen anything surrounding some of our baseball guys?
I have not yet.
Okay. Just something that I thought we'd look out for. All right. So moving from baseball, as we kind of hit up various news and notes, back to football. Obviously, we did talk about the scheduling. But over the weekend on Saturday in Atlanta, the Black College Football Hall of Fame inducted their 15th class. And I mean, just in case you didn't know, this is an organization that works alongside the Pro Football Hall of Fame, co-founded by Doug Williams and James Shack Harris. And 15 years of really acknowledging many of the greats. Obviously FAMU has several members that are a part of that class. Unfortunately, we didn't have any inductees this year, but it was like the only thing we didn't have a stake in, because
Right.
Rattlers were well represented in other places, starting with that young man right there in the middle of that picture.
Yep.
Mr. Marquise Bell, the
NFL player.
NFL
Black College
HBCU Player of the Year. I think that's how it kind of works. But yeah, Marquise obviously had a great year with the Cowboys. Second year, correct? Second year?
Yes. This was his second year, yes.
Yeah, played significant time, played significant snaps, made significant plays all year long. Really out of position, maybe some would say, or the way they did it in Dallas last year.
They created a position for him. It actually worked to his advantage.
Yeah, and I think the new DC in Dallas is going to actually move him into a different role.
Yeah, moving back to a traditional safety.
Yeah, and there you can see him on the right with Black College Football Hall of Famer himself, Vince Coleman.
Greg.
Greg, I'm sorry. That's Vince's brother. Vince's brother, Greg.
Cousin.
Sorry. Cousin. Sorry about that. Sorry about that, Greg. Sorry. So you can see him with Marquise there. Also at this event, FAMU was represented as the football team of the year. The HBCU football team of the year, of course. We won the Celebration Bowl. We were the Black College National Champs. Seems only fitting, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And they also recognized Jeremy Musa with the Deacon Jones Trophy. He and Davius Richard of North Carolina Central were the winners of the top HBCU Football Player of the Year award. Of course, Jeremy unable to be in attendance because he was at camp. He was he's out there with Tampa Bay. So shout out to Jeremy, who's still living his dream, working hard, and I'm sure Mr. Richard will get his opportunity. He should, because he's a talented young man.
Let's mention a minority owner in my Atlanta Falcons, and the Rattler was also in attendance, Mr. Will Packer.
Yeah, of course. Yes, I knew you had to get that. You had to get that shout out to your Dirty Birds. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you, Gerald. Coach Hubbard, he will be. He will. There's some. Remember, they only put in 7, and they put in 7 a year, and this is year 15. We did the math on another show, so I'm not even gonna ask you to guess what 7 times 15 is, but it's about 105, I think. So there's a lot of guys that are still left. I mean, when you think about FAMU names, we're still talking outside of Coach Hubbard. I don't think is Mr. Chester, is Al Chester in there yet?
No.
So I mean, we can start there. You can go to guys like Jaquay Nunnally, Earl Holmes. Those are names who just from the 90s and even before. So eventually it will happen. But remember, this is an organization and a awards that's only been around 15 years. So they're still getting the guys. So, but it'll happen. And the list will continue to grow.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else we got, Kel? Basketball? Got some basketball news that came out today.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Rocco Miller had tweeted out earlier today saying that sources that TCU and Florida A&M will meet in the 24-25 college basketball season opener on Monday, November 4th, inside of Schollmayer Arena. I believe that's the home arena for TCU. Thus marking the Division I head coach debut. So that'll be the opening season game for FAMU. Kind of makes sense if you look at the schedule that he put out. There's a non-conference schedule there that starts at TCU, which is where TCU is in Dallas, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So
it's in a suburb
somewhere. Yeah. And then I know SMU is in Dallas, so you can see those first 2 games are in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So great opportunity for Rattlers in the Dallas, Texas area to go support. Edwin says Fort Worth. That's good. You can also see there's a non-conference game November 11th at Maryland. Coach Crary, he's from the DC area, so that'll be sort of a homecoming area kind of for him. Then you can see we take on Florida down here on November 19th. November 29th, we travel to Clemson. We take sometime after the Christmas break, it looks like, or after finals, they go out to Utah to take on the Utah Utes, and the BYU Cougars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 9.
Yeah.
You're shaking your head like you're not used to us playing this kind of schedule, Kelvin.
I hate this. I hate this kind of schedule. I just can't stand it. Yeah. There's plenty of ways to make money. That's too many.
There is. It starts with season ticket holders.
7 is too many.
Well, you get how many? 12 or 11 non-conference?
It depends on the team, but yeah, generally we play what
I think it's 11.
13?
I think it's 11 non-conference. Either it's somewhere between 11 to 13 non-conference games, somewhere in there. So you can see we do have one home game. It's a home and home that was with Presbyterian. Now we actually beat Presbyterian last year on the road. And so we get them at home.
Presbyterian was a good team in their league, right? They won their
so
league.
I think that's what's going to be interesting for the scheduling. Can we get can we get some mid quad 2, quad 3 type teams, mid majors to come to Tallahassee, or for us to play them in some home and homes? I think that's important. I mean, and look,
like Florida Gulf Coast, Mercer, Georgia State, JU. I mean, that just makes sense.
It makes sense. Now, what is most likely going to happen, and I don't know this to be for sure. I hate it, but we're going to probably end up seeing a Division II team on there. You're going to probably see an Albany State. You might, and I'm like, if we're going to play them, I would rather play them in the beginning of the season, because those should be your tune-up exhibition games, in my opinion. But
preseason.
I wish we wouldn't play them, but it's going to be what it's going to be, I would rather us play mid-majors, but it's hard. I know. And so that's going to be the challenge for Coach. So coaches.
I want to see a Miat Sweat challenge in basketball. I think that would make sense.
It would. It would. The problem I think you're having right now is honestly, I think football kind of creates a problem for us. I think it does. It creates a challenge at the midpoint of the season.
No, you got all of December, and it doesn't have to be. You can have a tournament like around MLK weekend. I mean, it's not that challenging, man. Hell, if you wanted to, you can make it part of the Miat Swag. The Celebration Bowl week. Tied into that. So all we got to do is take some of these ideas and get some sponsorship behind it and make some money, and then you can bring all the teams in at a neutral site, and everybody can get a little cut.
Right.
And we don't have to play these beatdown games for 50 to 75,000.
Well, look, as EA says, we're not missing the point. We understand that there is a mandate that we have to play those games for budget purposes, but that's because we're not, as Kelvin just said, we're not finding alternative means of growing the program. Right. We're lacking in our season ticket.
Man, when you get beat, when you know your team ain't got a chance to win, you're getting beat by 20, 30 points all during November and December. There's no room to grow your fan base and interest. People don't want to go and see that. It's not entertaining. We got to think differently.
We do. But if your administration is worried about the budget and that's what your concern is, it's going to be this continual cycle until it changes. I think we got Marcus ready. Marcus is let's see, we got him. Marcus.
What's up, Mark? My man.
On the screen after dark. Good to have you, brother.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Good to be had. Kind of late. It's getting near my bedtime.
Yeah, I'll wait on that.
We appreciate the check-in, though. We appreciate you checking in with us, man. What's good in your neck of the woods?
Well, Father's Day is coming up.
All right.
I'm expecting something.
I hope so. Yeah,
I'm like Giselle. I'm gonna leave you with
everybody. All that work you do for them kids, boy. Yeah, they better be taking care of Dad.
But yeah, everything's good. I can't wait to catch up on the conversation you guys had with Coach Colzie and Mr. Evans.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
I saw you guys were.
Go ahead. Say
Go ahead.
again.
I saw you guys were reviewing the basketball stuff.
Yeah. Any thoughts you want to add in on that?
No, I guess I don't know when we're going to get official release. I guess the wait until all the out of conference stuff is done, but little other college basketball folks are releasing it bit by bit. So we're piecing together the out of conference schedule.
Yeah, because the big schools, they get their stuff done and they put their stuff out there, and so we end up being able to piece together our schedule through their games. So that, like I said, that's how we're able to figure out what we have so far. And then these open spots are either going to be, either mid-majors, more Power 5 games, or we end up playing some D2 teams that got an open spot.
Yeah. I did see one. You guys might have already said it. It was like a separate from the graphic you just put up that I think Presbyterian.
Yeah.
I want to say, yeah, the Big South, somebody from the Big South, I guess one of their fan things put out that they were playing us. I forgot the date. I don't even remember the date, but they're scheduled to do it. So that was one non-power school that we're playing. And then everybody else looks like.
Yeah, we already, it's on there. December 3rd. We host Presbyterian on December 3rd.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think the rest of and it is interesting to try to see, given all the mid majors in Florida, it is a challenge to see if we can, a lot of, and it'll be real. A lot of them schools don't want to run the risk, but yes, between the FIU, the FAU,
ain't thinking about that, man.
Jacksonville, man, those schools
like Angel Reese.
All right. Well, we need to play them schools. We do. It's hard. It's hard. How about recruiting as it relates to basketball, Marcus? Have you? Obviously the roster is thin. Only 3 returners right now listed on the FAMU Athletic website. We obviously have signed 3 coaches out there on the road. He's trying to fill spots. Have you seen anything out there?
I haven't yet. I think Coach Crary put out the rat signal, I want to say late last week, but I haven't seen anybody associated with it. So I don't know when that's forthcoming.
And we lost one recruit.
We did?
Yeah, we did. I think it was Randy. Is it Randy Smith?
Yeah.
The young man who plays for Columbus High School out in Miami.
We lost him. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's disappointing.
And KJ Parker announced that he's going JUCO.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, he had hit the portal right after. Well, actually, before Coach McCullum, it was officially released that he wasn't going to be returning. KJ had already hit the portal.
Yes. So, yeah, still in flux with men's basketball. Women's, I haven't seen anything, but I think Gordon put out the signal too. So,
yeah.
And she's got a practice.
She's got a couple.
Yeah, and she's got a practice coming out. I guess summer practice in about 2 weeks. So I assume that, so whoever be signed, if they're gonna show up early, they're gonna be popping in around there.
Yeah, and I guess in order to go start figuring out our women's non-conference, we're gonna have to probably do the same thing that the men do and kind of look at other people's schedule and see who's got us scheduled.
Oh, that's a lot. Yeah. With 300 some Division I schools, I'd rather let somebody else do that work, and I just retweet.
I hear you. I hear you. I'm going to have to reach out to Liv. Shout out to Liv, by the way. It's her birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yep. Happy birthday.
Liv coming into the 3-0s. Coming in bold. You saw Liv on the tram.
Trying to be grown.
Yeah, boy, I'm telling you, she's coming in hot, literally. But Liv turned 30 the other day, so Coach Liv. So shout out to Olivia Antilla. Make sure y'all show her some love at Live for Hoops or Die Thirsty. Let's see. I got to share this news because this one kind of caught me transitioning from basketball to tennis. This one kind of hurt my heart. Saw this the other day that we actually lost Rebecca Gaines. Rebecca had been all SWAC 2 years in a row. Helped a big part of our program winning the SWAC title. That one caught me by surprise. Transferred to New Mexico, not New Mexico. Is that New Mexico State or New Mexico? New Mexico.
New Mexico.
Yeah, and that's curious. That I was doing some digging, trying to figure out how does somebody from where's she from?
Kernersville, North Carolina.
North Carolina, go all the way out to New Mexico for tennis. And I'm looking at the roster, trying to figure out where the tie is, and I know they have an NIL program at UNM, so I'm reaching out to them. I'm just trying to figure it out. This is odd. I mean, I'm not used to. This is odd. This is strange.
No, not really. This is college athletics.
Yeah,
now
maybe that's right. You're right.
Right.
Yeah, because Coach Rice mentioned he lost a couple of sophomores off the golf team last year to teams with schools with NIL. So even well, I guess if you consider the two major sports, if you will, football and three, football, men's basketball, women's basketball, but this is affecting everybody. So this is our new normal.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. This is the new normal. We got to get used to it. We hate to see Rebecca leave, but like I said, I mean, still a young core, and I you trust in Coach Nikki. She's done a great job of recruiting and getting some talented young ladies to come to FAM and play tennis. So. EA, you might be right. EA, look, who knows if it was an NIL related thing? Look, it is what it is.
And she was our player at the number one.
At the number one spot, right?
Yeah.
That's a major loss.
Yeah, she just took over. I think Sarah was the number one a year ago. Sarah Rakim, but all right. So look, we understand we have some moves to go. We have to check in with Ashley and see what's going on with the Fang exchange and see what kind of progress they're making. Look, this day and age, I don't know. That's
it ain't.
I don't know if it's about loyalty.
It really
not
is
about loyalty anymore.
And to be truthful, the schools ain't loyal to the athletes a lot of times. That works both ways.
Hey, if you heard the conversation we had with Brooke last week, keeping it 100. I mean, it's if you take care of your programs and you take care of them the first time and not with extras or, for lack of a better word, hand-me-downs. You know what I'm saying? If you take care of your program, because the kids know.
If you do what you can do, right? Make sure that they got trainers and support staff and gear and those little simple things like that. That they got meal plans where they can kind of get something, long as one of the campus eateries are open. Access to facilities. Just if we just do that part of it right, we have at least a chance with our culture and our academics to keep a few more we're gonna lose some. Just it is, because of the money, but not everybody is looking for that.
Right. Just kind of going through our show notes to see if there was anything else that we missed. Oh yeah. How about the FAMU Tampa Ray? Actually, regarding baseball, we'll come to baseball. There's a couple of Major League Baseball events significantly. I didn't save the flyer, but I'll make sure to bring it or show it for next week. Saturday, August 17th, 4:00 Eastern at the Tropicana Field in St. Pete. It will be, I don't know, is it FAMU Day or is it's FAMU Day at the Trop as
I got to give him a hat.
You can show your FAMU pride at Tropicana Field on Saturday, August 17th, when the Rays take on the Arizona Diamondbacks. Fans can purchase a special FAMU package that includes a limited edition hat, which is pretty dope. It's an orange hat
nice.
with TB, the Tampa Bay Rays logo. It's got the Rattler head on the right side of the bill. I think, is the bill green too? So it's an orange hat with a green bill. It's a pretty dope hat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fans can purchase that package that includes a limited edition hat and a seat in the lower box.
Yes,
you got to do it. Yeah. So the deadline to purchase tickets is Thursday, August 15th at 11:59 p.m. I'm sorry. Thank you, Mike. Get it right. FAMU Day with the Rays. There it is, Mike. Mike, are you guys? Because I think I saw a post in there that groups of 10 and more can get their name on the board. Is the Tampa chapter doing anything, or are you doing anything, Mike? If so, put the link in the chats there. But I know you can go to therays.com. I don't know how else you can. RaysBaseball.com is where you can actually, hold on. I'm going to put the link for Major League. I'm going to put it in the chat. Ooh, there's a kick. There's a kick in the gut right there. Only 500 caps are available. Okay. That's interesting. So
let me go on buy my ticket now.
Yeah. Mike said it's FAMU Day with the Rays. All right, there's the link. For those of you who are interested in thinking about wanting to purchase tickets, again, that is Saturday, August 17th. It's a 4:10 first pitch game in beautiful. It's an indoor ballpark, so it's not like you got to be outdoors in the heat either. So,
man, I saw the drawing for the new one they building though. It's supposed to be $1 billion one. That thing is beautiful.
Now, where are they going to put that at though? Is it still going to be in St. Pete, or are they going to move it across?
Still in St. Pete. No, still in St. Pete.
Okay, so I guess that thing about baseball being able to survive in St. Pete and not in Tampa, I guess they're gonna be okay. Huh?
Yep.
All right.
They put $1 million into it, so evidently they think it's gonna be okay.
Yeah. Okay. And then a few days after that, thank you, Will. I was just getting there. Will, see, I love it. You be thinking, Will. Right there. You right there with us. It is HBCU night on August 22nd, which just happens to be
Thursday,
heading into the MEAC SWAC Challenge. So
yes, sir.
I have to now officially take extra days off from work just so I can be in Atlanta Thursday, and then just end up carrying it all the way through the weekend, obviously. So again, you can go to HBCU night with the Braves. I guess they're giving away a bobblehead of a Braves drum major or some band.
Yeah.
Braves. It's kind of weak in my opinion. Anyway,
with HBCU.
Yeah, Braves HBCU bobblehead. They should be. Well, I guess they can't give away the green hat. Marcus, we never did find your green hat. Did anybody ever reach out to you about that?
No, I know a couple people I talked to. There was they got through the Atlanta chapter, and I don't know if they had any more. So I didn't get hands on it or if they had any more. So yeah, we'll see.
All right. Well, you can go to Braves.com and you can purchase your tickets for there. They're taking they're taking on the Phillies. Oh, that's gonna be a hot ticket.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to go to that. That's gonna be that's a battle for first place.
That's right. 1 versus 2.
Phillies, second place.
I haven't been keeping up. I've been seeing the Braves taking a lot of L's recently, so I don't know where we are.
We have.
And Acuna's out with a ACL for the year, so
yeah,
it hadn't been pretty since Acuna went down, and the Phillies aren't losing. That's a hot ball club, right? They just keep winning.
Yeah,
which is no bueno because I hate playing them in the playoffs anyway. But that's all right. You know, summer slump.
Hey, while I'll be at the Braves game Thursday, and I'll be at the Falcons because they have a preseason game.
Oh God!
That Friday also.
Oh my gosh!
So that week, that week is like perfect, man.
Don't mess with Kelvin that weekend.
I would definitely be in the ATL.
Yeah, and he's got it all planned out, man. He's got it all planned out. Braves game Thursday, Falcons game Friday, FAMU game on Saturday.
You got it.
Back on the road on Sunday. Boy, that's a busy weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Looking forward to it. Great way to start the college football season. All right. I think that kind of wraps up all the little news nuggets and different little things that have been floating around. Did we miss anything? Do you feel like we missed anything?
No, not in terms of the script. I don't know if Marcus prepared to talk a little bit about either new commits or not. Well, for football,
I haven't put everything together, but I know we got a few. I mean, we have Coach Burris' son who committed. We have an offensive lineman who was a former 4-star who committed earlier. I think it was it Monday on the 10th, and we got another defensive lineman. But I can put together something. I got the slides, but I'm not on my computer, so I can pull that up. And I'd like to tally to see where we are at each position so we can kind of get a list of the commitments and look at how they compare to what we perceive to be the gaps in terms of who graduated and who's transferred. But the couple of guys that have come in, at least the one transfer, gosh, his name slips my mind now, but to me, I have to look at his film, but based on his size, it almost looks like a comp for Anthony Dunn. So I'm hoping that'll be the case. And he's young. He is a class of 2023. And he's from Tampa Bay Tech. Mm-hmm. Anthony Camon. I'm not sure how to. I'm sorry, Antonio Camon.
I remember seeing him and talking with him and his family. I think a lot of his family went to FAMU, but I saw him at the Florida State. He was with one of the other recruits from Tampa. He was at the Florida State practice during the spring a couple of years ago.
Okay.
Very, very personable young man.
Mm-hmm. And he's a 3-star. So, I mean, they're building, a lot. And I have to get the number, Bryan. I have to confirm the number to see if, with the 24/7 sports roll-up, if that number is true, or make sure if it's still counting people that committed in December that have since, that we don't have, they're dubious. But I can get that for you next week or for next week's show. I mean, I probably just need to do a couple things in my spreadsheet, but.
Yeah, I think so. If I recall from our earlier conversation with Coach Colzie, he said we've got about 64 guys in right now, a part of summer session A. He said by June, in a couple weeks, matter of fact, he said that number's move up to 80 something.
Yeah, like 89, I think.
Yeah. Now I saw somebody post in the chat earlier whether we would have 100 by fall camp. I don't know. I didn't get a chance to ask.
The others don't come in. Yeah. I don't think the others can come in until the first week of the first game. That 105 number, I don't think we get up to that number until then.
Okay.
I think you have to keep it like at 90 or 89, somewhere around there, for the fall preseason camp.
Okay. All right. So that's where we're at with football. We'll have more info next week. Corinthian was asking about basketball recruiting, women's basketball. Other than the two, we don't know the names. Coach Gordon says she's
Eve
got
Alexander.
Well,
Eve Alexander, she signed in November. She's a young lady, played for name at school. She's basically, they got like a 3-peat or 4-peat at her level in Louisiana. So she's a baller. And Damaya Griffin, I think she's out of East Georgia State. And she won Conference Player of the Year. I don't know if she signed, but she verbally committed. And then the other young lady who transferred from Syracuse, who committed about a month ago. So those are the three we know so far.
Right, and then, like I said, the coach said she's got 2 more. I mean, she put out the signal. She said, what did they say? Venom acquired. She got 2 of them. So I've seen 2 over the last 2 days. She sent out one this morning, Wednesday morning, and she had one yesterday. And then she also, a little nugget in there, first day of practice starts June 24th, Monday, June 24th. Now,
and practices are open.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So
I'll try to carve out some time, maybe, and catch one.
It's a little bit. I don't know if See, the thing with men's basketball is a little different because we're still waiting on Coach Creary's contract to get official. What's the word? Ratified or become official.
Well, it doesn't start to July 1.
You're right. It doesn't start till July 1. Right. Officially, even though he is working in the capacity as the head coach right now, he's out recruiting, and I can tell you guys that I've talked to Coach. Coach is working hard, man. He's got a lot of challenges he's dealing with, and he says that in probably July, maybe August, but he will be coming on the show. He watches, he listens. And so he's looking forward to coming on the show, giving us all the tea, letting us know what's going on with the program, and going from there. So looking forward to having him, so there's that. All right. EA said, where are they going to be practicing at, Kelvin? In the Lawson or... I don't know.
Yeah, they ain't got much of a choice.
Yeah.
There's I hear we're gonna be getting another floor in Gaither.
Another floor? Something happened to the floor we had? All those step shows we didn't. We got
to fix leaks.
What?
Before we putting the floors down.
We got leaks in the ceiling leaks, I'm sure.
And leak getting into the floor, underneath the flooring.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Whew. All right. Can I be sure what are you talking about? See, I feel like we moved to that point of the show where I feel like Edwin's about to start trolling me now. Can we be sure who? Can you? I think he's saying, can we be sure that Coach Creary will get ratified? I mean,
hey man, you just worry about your AD.
Exactly.
Y'all ain't doing that well either now.
Exactly. Oh man, biggest budget finishing 5th and 6th in the Commissioner's Cup. Come on, get right, Edwin. All right. Well, that's gonna do it for tonight. I think we kind of covered all the bases for tonight. Again, got to thank Coach James Colzie the third for joining us. Shout out to those lost the LA or Vegas Rattlers. Y'all keep working on trying to figure a way how to make that Las Vegas thing happen. Hold on, where's Mike? I know Mike had dropped something there. There you go. Mike said it right there. FAMU versus anyone from Louisiana in Vegas. I think that would be a sellout. I think that would be an awesome game.
Hey, the idea's been floated, and there is a commissioner who's a HBCU grad. I think he's Gremlin Knight. Actually, it's been discussed. There's interest there.
Yeah. I think it would be awesome to see both bands in Vegas. To just bring the HBCU culture to Vegas. I think it'd be nice to have a great game in that stadium. And I think a lot of people would go travel. I think we'd go travel to Vegas. I mean, everyone goes to Vegas anyway, so
easy to fly into.
Very easy to fly into. Very easy. So appreciate everybody. Make sure to support the show. Thank you to everybody who hit the thumbs up and the like button. Those of you on YouTube, Facebook, appreciate everybody for the support. Again, however you give it, it's always appreciated. You can always leave a super chat. You can choose to use the Cash App. You could use the square button there. Any and every donation helps us as we move towards football season, where hopefully we can start doing some live shows, on location shows, things of that nature, upgrade some equipment, all of that. All your donation all helps to go towards that. Well, I promise we're working on some merch too. I'm working on it. Every day I'm getting a little bit closer so we can finally drop some merch, whether it be some hats or some t-shirts, some polos or something that you can purchase to donate and to support the show. Please make sure download the BCSN Pod Zone everywhere you listen and download the podcast. Just search BCSN Pod Zone, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Apple and Google Podcast, and more. For 80 Drew, I think. Oh, there we go. Okay, Marcus. All right, for 80 Drew, who joined us earlier. For Marcus Green, Kelvin Rozier, I'm Bryan Fulford. Be well, Rattlers. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers, all the dads, all the dads, anybody who's raising kids, whether they're yours or someone else's. God bless you. Happy Father's Day. Y'all take care of them. Take care of the men, all right? Take care of us. We take care of everybody 364 days a year. Give us this one day. Give us one day. One day. That's all we ask for. So make sure you take care of your man or a man or a father figure, a coach, whatever. Take care of somebody with some love. Let them know you appreciate them and all the hard work they do. That's going to do it for us. We'll see you back here next Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central, right here on the Black College Sports Network. Things up, Rattlers. Make sure to strike, and strike again, everybody. Peace out.
Thank you.